Hi, I'm Easy Rider, host of Toku Time. Now, I review a lot of tokusatsu, but I rarely get to talk about what's going on in Toku today. You ever wondered if I just stopped the whole review thing for a while and talked about Toku, games, toys, or whatever's on my mind at the moment? You don't have to, so prepare yourself to hear my innermost thoughts and watch me make an ass of myself. These Angry Birds are awesome. Why do people call these things phones again? All you do is play games on them. Oh, hey everyone, Easy Rider. Ready for another Rider Ramblings? I sure am, and I'm going to start us off with a little good one this time. Just picked up Max Payne 3, and I've already got people talking about it. Video games have become a hot button issue today. No, not because of the violence. The violence is what makes these games freaking awesome. But everyone I've talked about, all my friends on Reviewtopia and the net and Twitter and whatnot, all of them have the same complaint about this game, that the story is crap. I didn't think that going in when I got this game. I'm thinking, ooh, Max Payne 3, I get to shoot stuff. Hell, if you watch the commercials, all it shows is from the people who make Grand Theft Auto, and it shows Max Payne shooting people. You know, just shooting! Things explode! Go boom! Now, before you say I'm going on a Michael Bay trip, I just want to make a few things clear. Now, everyone's been complaining about storylines since the whole Mass Effect 3 ending incident, and I don't want to go into that turkey. I just want to say that the story is not what I'm caring about. That's not what I'm bitching about with this game. I mean, seriously, just a story about a hard-boiled detective with a washed-up past and everyone he's loved dead in the last 2 games, spoiler alert. I'm just saying, what is there left to tell a story about? I mean, seriously, a good way to picture this is a needless sequel to an action movie. Like I compared this one to Under Siege 2. Now, okay, let's be fair. Under Siege 2 was a needless sequel. It didn't have to happen. But I like watching it anyway because I love to see Steven Seagal beat the shit out of people. It's the same thing with Max Payne here. I mean, okay, yeah, the guy's a washed-up has-been cop. So, he goes to, South America and kills drug dealers? That's all you need to know. I mean, when did video games have to have a prerequisite of a good story to be a good game? I mean, I crank up the AC/DC or Metallica and blow the shit out of drug dealers in Max Payne 3. That's all you need to do. I mean, seriously, I didn't think back in 1986 in Super Mario Brothers that, oh, I'm doing all this just so I can save some damsel in a pink dress. No, I liked hopping on Goombas and Koopas and beating the crap out of them. Seriously, we didn't have this problem back in the 80s, or hell, even the 90s. We just loved to play the game. So people, quit bitching about the story and just shoot stuff. My God, when did this become such a chore? Okay, end of the rambling for that matter. Let's get to the topic at hand. Let's get to what you really tuned in to hear me talk about. Akibaranger. I must have got like, 20 emails asking, oh please Easy Rider, will you make your next rambling about Akibaranger? Well, I like to give the people what they want. This show, oh my God, this show, it's like, this begs the question, is this as close as we're ever going to get to an adult-themed Toku? Now, think about that for a minute. I mean, Toku gets away with a lot today. Blood, innuendos, hell, they get away with flatulence every now and then. Not that I'm, saying that's a good thing. But this one, wow! I mean, this is like something that Gokai Silver from Gokaiger would make if he was on cocaine and mescaline and every kind of drug from here to Bombay. Seriously. I mean, it's like a messed up delusion. And the key word here is delusion. This is not an official Super Sentai series either. This is unofficial. Hence, Hikonin as the prefix, Unofficial Sentai Akibaranger. Now this show actually pulls a 180 on us and actually has 2 female members instead of just the 2 men and 1 woman at most Sentai have. This is the core 3 here we're talking about. We got the red, blue, and yellow, which Sun Vulcan actually kind of started a long time ago. But here's the thing. It's the delusion that powers our heroes here. Actually, in, what is it? We're halfway done at the time I'm recording this, so I might as well spoil it. In one episode, they actually get drunk off their asses to get stronger, to make their delusions more powerful. And I don't want to give too much away going in this, but let me just sum up the characters. You got the red, Nobuo, who's a Toku fanboy in his late 20s, almost 30, but hey, I'm 30 years old, so I'm not one to talk. But anyway, he's kind of like a toned-down version of Guy, aka Gokai Silver, going back to Gokaiger. I'm going in circles here. A lot of people have actually dubbed this show Gokaiger 2, for many reasons, and I don't want to spoil too many of them if you haven't gotten into Akibaranger yet, and if you haven't, why haven't you? But that's what I'm here for. Anyway, then we meet the Blue, and she's not an otaku. I forgot to mention that. Red, Nobuo is actually an otaku nutcase. I mean, he loves Toku more than I do. And it's funny because this all takes place in the Akibahara district of Japan, which is known for its plethora of otaku. And then we got Yellow. Yellow's an interesting case. She's a cosplayer. And no, I'm not talking about the kind you go to conventions like. In Japan, it's a way of life for these people. She's a cosplayer 24/7, 365, and she gets into some weird stuff as the series progresses. But again, I don't want to give too much away, so why don't we just move on to the Henshin Round-Up on the show. This is going to be a short list, but anyway, we've got 4 transformations, 2 fight scenes, 3 explosions, uber sexy villainous, toy store window shopping, multiple fangasms, multiple daydreams, multiple TNA shots, but sadly they're all closed, show-in-a-show formatting, gratuitous Super Sentai references, gratuitous Super Sentai theme songs, gratuitous cosplaying, gratuitous fourth wall breaking, probably the most bizarre Henshin device ever seen in a Toku as of today, an action figure that turns into a gun, kung fu, anime fu, laser fu, clipboard fu, and bicycle fu. I give it an A-. Check it out. You're probably going to like it if you're a hardcore Toku fan like I am. Roll the episode. Unofficial Sentai Akibaranger. Actually, this wasn't made by Toei either. This was made by Tamashii Nations, or someone. It was made by sort of an anime company. You'll see. Oh, and watch out for the theme song. It's kind of cutesy. I don't like it. They just released the single for it online. I don't know. It's just not my thing. It's like if Scott Pilgrim and the lead singer from Aqua had a baby, and that's what it was. You'll hear it. Don't you love how they pull out all the tropes? Like you've seen a bunch of Sentai series before, the common tropes that you're expecting, and then they turn around and don't pull them right away, or not at all, like the giant monster bit. That is what makes this show so interesting. It likes to throw a curveball at you every now and then. It kind of likes to tug at your emotions and your expectations like that. It's like, I like how the red knows what's going to happen and tells the others, like, don't leave yet, there's a monster coming. And then at sunset, they're laying around on a cliff. Any minute now, any minute, it's going to turn into a monster. And why were there 2 or 3 suns setting? Am I the only one who noticed that? It's like they had 2 suns setting. Or maybe one was the moon rising. I don't know. It's a weird show. I guess physics don't work on this show like they do on other shows. It's weird. Oh, by the way, who here loved the villain on this show? Malshina. Or Malsina. However you want to pronounce her name. The chick who is dressed in a Nazi outfit and kind of looks like Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS. Who's with me? You like her? Her and her enormous talents, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Anyway, that was actually an adult video actress playing Malshina. I guess I'm going to call her that. Her name is Honoka, or Honaka. She had some Honakers. Honaka, yeah, she's been in several adult videos in Japan, and she's even written a few books before. Some on a self-help sex books. I don't want to go into too much detail if there are kids watching. But she's written a couple books. She's written some stories about men and women getting busy. Hey! Well, she's a porn star. What do you expect? But she's actually pretty good. I'm amazed she hasn't, been in other Sentai before. She could pull it off. But my God, that outfit. I mean, her alone is enough to watch this show. I mean, just for spank material alone. Am I right, fellas? Well, it's going to be a matter of time before I get a bunch of emails from all the feminists saying I'm a bad influence on all the men watching, and all the fangirls saying I'm a sexist pig. I don't care. Call me whatever you want. Malshina is freaking hot, and I don't care who knows it. Well, speaking of mail, it's time for Easy Rider's Wisdom to the Helpless and your comments and fan mail. It's that time again. Let's see what we got here. Anyway, first off, Dragon X Flutter asks, "Hey neighbor from another state, how you doing? Well, got a few questions for you. Number 1, what is your favorite Rider series, favorite Sentai series, favorite Ranger series, and fave out of all 3? Man, you don't ask for much. And number 2, why do you and a lot of other Reviewtopians hate on Decade? I personally found it to be an okay show, aside from how they botched up Ryuki. That kind of ticked me off. Please answer these 2 questions if you have the time." Well, Dragon X Flutter, or however you pronounce that, I'd say my favorite Rider series of all time would have to be Black and/or Black RX. Then again, that's Showa, not Heisei. If I had to say Heisei, probably be Deno for obvious reasons. Sorry. Favorite Sentai series, Time Ranger, but again, Showa Heisei era series. See, this is why I don't... For those who are on my form spring, this is why I have trouble answering these questions, because you forget that there are 2 eras to Toku, Heisei and Showa, present and past, so just want to make that clear. Favorite Power Ranger series, probably either Time Force or Zeo. I don't know, I like the old, I don't know what it is about Zeo that I like, and favorite out of all 3 of them, phew, that's a tough one. Probably Black and Black RX. I don't know why, it's just something about that that's so awesome. And speaking of Black RX, or Kamen Riders anyway, excuse me, why people hate on Decade so much? I think it's because, well, I don't downright hate it. I just think it's flawed. It was a great idea, but the execution was just so bad. I mean, the acting was bad, the main character is a douchebag. I mean, and there's only... Well, I could go into a way long tangent about this, but I'll save it for my eventual review of Decade. Let's just say, good idea, bad execution, and I don't want to get into a big deal like that. But I agree with you how they botched up Ryuki. That was pretty bad. But anyway, moving right along. Let's see, who's next? Let's see. Kyle Ray writes in and says, "Jesus effing Christ." Jesus effing Christ. No, I am not Jesus Christ, though. I've been told I look like him, though, and apparently I am Jesus Christ to certain people in Japan. Not sure what you meant by that, but whatever. I kid. I'm not bigger than Jesus. Some people think I am, but I'm not. Anyway, Brune Otaku, with a 0 for the O, asks, "Easy Rider, oh please review Tokusatsu Spider in Reviewtopia." Tokusatsu Spider. Are you talking about Spider-Man? The Toku Spider-Man series? Because actually, since the Amazing Spider-Man's coming out in July, I have been kicking around the idea of reviewing the Spider-Man series. The problem is my source got taken down because of the file sharing incident, and I don't want to go into much detail about that. But if anyone can get those episodes or know where I can get said episodes, I've tried getting them from the Marvel site. It has been kind of hard. If someone would like to do that for me, I really would appreciate it. But I would love to review Tokusatsu Spider-Man this coming July. Or this year, actually. But anyway, moving on. I think we got time for one more. Rye5 Guy asks, "Hey Easy, can you do a review of O's Den-O All Riders?" Actually, I have been kicking around the idea of doing that. Well, my only problem is, it's too new. See, I don't want to review anything that's too recent. See, I like to give series and movies that have been out a while a couple years to, you know, mellow out. The thing is, you know, they have to age a little while before I go all, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, or oh my god, this is the worst piece of crap I've ever seen before. So, see, that's the reason everyone wanted me to review Gokaiger after it was all done, because they're like, oh my god, Easy, this is the greatest Super Sentai series of ever time, please review it, please review it. And see, the opinion is still fresh in everybody's mind about Gokaiger. I agree, it's a great Super Sentai series. It could be the greatest of all time, and it probably is. But it's too brand new. I want to get my opinion on the next show after that, like Go Busters that's on right now. I kind of want to let that show sit, and then I'll come back to this later. But I do want to get to that movie because I have some choice words to say about it, some good, some bad. But I will get to this in a while. Probably won't be this year. It might be the next. I don't know. We'll see. And who knows? I might review this. I might do a crossover with TJ Omega or The Shades or other Toku reviewers. A lot of people ask me to review this with them. We'll see. But I guess that's all for now. If you want to get your questions answered on here, just post a comment below in the video or send me an email, easytokurider@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow my Twitter @TheEasyRider. I'm a nice guy. I love to talk to people. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask me anything. And I'm sorry in advance if it pisses me off. Or pisses you off, anyway. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Oh, and my Joe Bob Briggs tribute video is out on Reviewtopia right now. If you haven't seen it yet, go see that. He's an awesome guy. And speaking of which, I think I'm going to say one of his jokes tonight that I stole. And I freely admit that. Okay, Barack Obama is at a baseball game. Him and his wife are at a baseball game. Secret Service man leans over to him and he says, whispers something in his ear. Barack Obama stands up, he nods, and he throws Michelle out of the owner's box, or the VIP box. And the Secret Service guy says, no, you're supposed to throw out the first pitch. Pitch. I'm Easy Rider, reminding you that the fan sub will never die. How do you make a hormone? Don't pay her. Or tip her 20 bucks. Either way, that's how you make a hormone. I'm such a jerk.